Force 4. Welcome to our first devlog. So we're going to be doing these weekly. And what's a devlog? Well, it's just us taking you on a journey through videos and obviously me explaining things about the actual build of this game and allowing you to see inside the actual build phase what we're working on, whether it's 3D models, whether it's the game mechanics, and just showing you some of the stuff, whether it's something we're having an issue with, whether it's something that's really cool looking, like a feature in the game that we've managed to get working. But yeah, we just want to take you along that journey and keep you guys informed. But I think it's a really cool thing to have for a project and the community to be able to follow. So we'll do these weekly. The first one will probably be a little bit longer just to catch up. I just want to get everyone up to speed on where we're at with the game and where we're at with progress. And so I think to start off, we created this Medium article a while ago saying we're upgrading to Unreal Engine 5.2. Now 5.2 has a couple more new technologies that we can utilize in the game, which are absolutely incredible. And those are Nanite and Lumen lighting. So the team's working hard on these. I think everyone around the world who's using Unreal Engine is working on these and figuring out what the technology is best used for, because we're finding really quickly that sometimes it's actually better to use the old technology in certain parts of the game, certain models, certain lighting areas, and it's all just a trial and error experiment at the moment. There's no doubt that this technology creates ridiculously good graphics and photorealistic scenes, but sometimes that's not great for a game because, well, one, it can slow down your computer because it's working so hard to create this image. So yeah, it's about getting that balance right. Half of the team's working on this and half of the team has just started working on the multiplayer. So they're really excited to start seeing the progress on the multiplayer so we can all run around and shoot each other and actually have some real fun. But also bringing that together with this new technology so that it looks even more visually impressive. I think that's going to be a combination that, sets us apart from a lot of other games. We already have something that's really high quality in the demo, so that's just going to get better and better, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, we'll get into it. But this is a video showcasing kind of what we can do with Nanite technology. Now, you've all seen our 3D models. So these are our current 3D models, and they're cool. They look great. They've got cool weapons. I mean, you can see they're very detailed. And you've got a few here with, there's a lot of textures and things that are in there. There's a lot of work that goes into creating these images. But yeah, we're redoing these. And this is with the old technology. So I'll show you this video, which is showcasing the build and adding textures and lighting and a scene for our V2 helmet. Now, you may have seen sneak peeks of the V2 helmet. This is it here. So this particular helmet is going to be available in different collections. OGs will be able to use this automatically in the game. This is the old helmet, the old style. Obviously got a special edition visor here. But yeah, what we're doing now is working on this V2 helmet using Nanite and Lumen technology. I'll just start this video now, otherwise we'll be here talking forever. But this is it here. So the team has spent a lot of time building this 3D model. These are legitimate AAA quality assets, and you'll see as we go in this video as the team is applying these assets that they've worked hard on. Now, this is like this video has been sped up to like 10x or something like that. So this is it takes a lot longer than what this video is going to show. But basically what's happening here is the team is setting up all the textures, all the skins, the materials, which are skins basically, for the helmet. So you saw it there in its bare 3D model form. It's like the clay color. And now they're applying the textures, which now you can see. So very metallic looking helmet in terms of the materials used, like a hybrid, like a titanium or something like really, spacey, metal, futuristic. And that's the look we're going for. We want to have something that's visually very cool looking. But also it suits our theme. And so here he's done the most of the skin. Now he's done the ear and added the visor and just playing with all of that technical stuff that we will not have time to cover. But now he's going to play with the lighting, and this is lumen lighting. So this is lumen lighting. Basically, in its shortest form, is like, imagine the sun, and imagine how light reflects off everything from the sun, whether it's a windscreen, a car, a road, a building. There's shadows, there's everything you can think of. The light bounces off and creates different effects, and that's what happens with lumen lighting. It's basically like the real version, like the sun, as opposed to, I'll explain at the end of the video, the old technology where we had to move lights around and place them in positions and actually set it up ourselves manually. And then you have to bake that light into the image, which uses a lot of computing power. But just quickly to update, obviously, he's creating an environment here. Now, this is what I was talking about. Every single item that's getting added to the scene is going to reflect light differently. So you've got the one light source, which is shining down on the scene, and see, as you add things like the wood, the wood is going to be a reflection in the visor. It's going to be a small reflection on the metallic finish on the helmet. Then you've got like the green moss, the rock. All of these colors are going to show up, and as we go through this video, you'll see just the incredible stuff you can do with Unreal Engine 5, but also just how good this technology is. Now, the helmet itself has been used with Nanite. So what Nanite does is allow you to add just ridiculous amounts. You are not limited to how much detail you can have. You can actually add more detail than the human eye can pick up. So it's incredible. It's the same as real life, basically. But yeah, as you can see, now he's adding plants, which will add a whole nother reflection on that light. I think he ends up doing trees and everything. But yeah, the purpose of doing this is not, this is not wasted time. Why is he setting up a helmet in the middle of a fake garden, essentially? And the purpose is, like, some of our levels are going to be outside. They're going to be in trees, in grass areas, and we want to make sure we set our assets up so that they look good as well. So, I mean, you can see here how amazing that helmet now looks. So here come the trees. But yeah, the trees, even, like, if you've got a tree hovering over the top, you've got the shadow, then you've got the light that comes through. Maybe there's some leaves that block part of the light, like we're seeing here. Just all this stuff makes a big difference, and you want it to look good, but you also want to experiment and figure out what's going to work. There's no point in us putting all this time and effort into creating this incredible looking asset that no one actually gets to see or experience and enjoy. So there's the finished product. What I'll show you now quickly is I think here's the old version. Now, you guys got an airdrop. If you own a Helios or an OG Defender, you've got this. If you own the OG, this is a special edition rifle. Now, it's still very high quality, but this whole scene has been created, including the weapon, with the old technology. And so some things, it's better to use the old technology. Now, this scene in the background, maybe some people didn't realize, but it's actually an armory, and you see the old helmets, the Defender helmets. All these shelves have their own light source, so you can see the glow in each shelf, and we have to place that light there, otherwise you won't see it. And it's the same for the weapon. There's probably 3 or 4 different lights on this weapon. As it spins, it reflects the lights, and it has that cool effect. We wanted it to be a dark sort of a theme. Also, you want to be able to see the item we're displaying and not be completely distracted by the background. I think this is a good balance, and we'll be showcasing a lot more weapons in here. But this is, an example of the old technology and figuring out where we're better to use the old tech instead of the new tech, like what we just showed in that video. But yeah, this is basically where the team's at now. We're still building assets. The team are building the new Defender model, like there we go. So here you may recognize this, but this is actually the back of a defender. And this is using a new model where we're going to attach the Nanite technology to. So the same technology that you see on that helmet, the V2 helmet we just did the video of, that's going to be on this whole body, including a new V1 helmet to go with that V2 helmet. So these, I mean, you saw the quality of that V2 helmet sitting in the bush. So you imagine the whole body, the whole 3D model moving around. It's got his weapon. It's going to be incredible. Like I am super excited, if you can't tell, just to see how good they look. And this is, further to the game as well. But so the team is working on these 3D models as well, trying to experiment, make sure we get everything right and use the technology in the right areas. And so half of the team are doing that. The other half have started the multiplayer. And the idea is that over time that all comes together and we can join everything and be running around in the bush, playing multiplayer against each other with these super cool looking 3D models. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this update. I know it's been a bit long. Hopefully, though, you maybe learned something and now you can see why potentially these things take time. The thing is, once we've got everything nailed down, like, right, we're going to use this technology for characters, we're going to use this technology for weapons, we're going to use this technology for outside levels that use, most likely they'll use Lumen tech. Just because it's a natural looking scene. Maybe inside we use the baked lighting options where we can place lighting in specific parts of each room to make it dark in one area, light in the other, that kind of thing. But there's so many things to think about now, rather than just having the one option, which is great. But we need to work out where it goes best, because once we've got that system in place, it's just a matter of creating a structure and not copy and paste, but going, right, that needs that tech, that needs this tech, instead of testing it for days and hours, because this stuff takes a lot of time. I mean, you saw just then probably what was 2 or 3 hours work just to go and play with the lighting on the V2 helmet. Now we've got talking about everything else as well. So we're making good progress. And excited to show you the next version. Hopefully we can get some footage for the multiplayer for the next devlog. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. That's more than enough for the first version. We'll talk to you all. If you've got any questions, please do ask in the comments or in Discord. We want to hear your feedback. If you've got any questions about the tech, maybe you've got a suggestion. Maybe it's part of a game that's using this technology and you're getting to see similar things and what they're getting it to work for and what's not working. All that stuff matters. We don't have all the answers. We're so busy trying to learn and trying to work on our own game that sometimes other people do half the work for you and you can just copy what they're doing, and there's nothing wrong with that. We want to make the best game possible, and we're not, whatever it takes, that's what we'll be doing. So thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.